Hey everyone, and welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I'm Eric. Up on the bar for today, Red Spot, single pot still 15-year-old Irish whiskey. So we are continuing today with the Irish whiskey series, which I'm doing all through the month of March here in 2021. And make sure to stay tuned for this. So hit subscribe. It'll make sure you get notifications about my reviews, which come out every single Friday. And as well as you'll get notifications for my Tuesday happy hour, which is every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we got a good one today. Red Spot. This is part of the Spot line along with Green Spot, Yellow Spot, and Blue Spot. This comes from Middleton Distillery. The spots really just were used historically to signify what was in the casks. This one in particular, 15 years old. This is non-chill filtered, 46% ABV. And it has a triple cask maceration. So we are looking at bourbon, sherry, and Marsala wine, which is a Italian wine. So three different maturations going on in this one. Let's get this bad boy in the glass. Middleton Distillery, if you're not familiar, puts out pretty much every big name in Irish whiskey these days. Jameson's, Redbreast, folks like that. They also put out some really rare stuff under their own name. Anyways, enough about that. Let's get into this one. That is the color we are looking at. Beautiful. You can definitely see those red notes jumping out in that. This is going to be quite a tasty pour. Let's get into it. The nose. Right away, unmistakably pot still Irish whiskey. Why? Because you get that nice, ready shortbread cookie, sourdough bread, just kind of graininess that comes out from the unmalted barley. That is what is the signature of pot still Irish whiskey. A lot happening here on the nose. I pick up some really nice kind of red fruit notes, which is to be expected with the sherry. A little bit of dry red fruit notes as well. This is simultaneously juicy, but you can tell it's aged because these red fruit notes are a bit on the drier side, almost like Christmas spice. Wow. Everything is really well balanced. Nothing is really taking up too much space here on the nose, which is a good sign. Again, that 15 years old, this has spent some good time in the cask or casks. There's those nice vanillas, caramel. There's a bit of toffee going on in here as well. Very characteristic of bourbon. Honey, too. We don't know if it's a red or a white Marsala, but I'm going to just go out on a limb and think it's red. No alcohol really coming off at all on the nose here. Very concentrated. Smells delicious. Let's give it a taste. Slosh. Arrives kind of with a medium viscosity, sweet, slightly bitter, slightly spicy as well. So you get some of those nice red fruits. They're really just working harmoniously with the vanilla, that unmalted barley, which is giving this its body. Get the bourbon notes, the toffee, a little bit of cinnamon, sugar, vanilla. A lot of vanilla going on, French vanilla. Again, the red fruits are a bit on the drier side, but they're there. They're providing a good amount of like fruity weight to this. There is some, it's almost like plum, maybe apricot, dried apricot, a little bit of raisin, a little bit of fig even. Finish, medium to medium long. Bit tannic and spicy, but you're getting a nice kind of juicy fruit note. It's really kind of making your mouth water and want another pour. All another good sign. A lot happening here. There's even like a slight kind of peach quality to this. Okay, at 46% ABV, I am going to put just a dab of water to see what else we get out of this. It is a 15-year-old whiskey. Ideally, something you want to let rest for a couple minutes before you start. sipping on it to let oxygen do its magic, but this bottle is already about half done. So here we go. Oh, wow, powerful nose. The water really brings out that yeasty, bready Irish, signature Irish note. Starting to get a bit more oak char and oak spice now. But again, everything is working pretty well with each other here. Nice balance. Wow, it's like every time you go in, you get something different. There's some brown sugar. And there's even a hint of citrus, like a lemon, but like a creamier lemon meringue, lemon custard, kind of lemon vanilla mixed together. Quite nice. All right, another taste here. Cheers. Oh, starting to get more chocolate notes now. Dark cocoa, a little bit of baking chocolate, maybe a hint of hazelnut, white chocolate as well. There's that lemon again. Again, finished medium long here, even with water, it seems to have livened this up a bit. It is still a bit tannic and drying, but again, it's working against this kind of juicy fruit note, almost like the juicy fruit gum. Maybe even a hint of a cola. Wow, just a lot going on in this glass. One more taste for good measure. Okay, Red Spot. Been on the market for about 2 years. If looking for this in the United States, this is going to cost you a bit of money. It's about $150 bottle on average. You might find it a little bit more. You might find it slightly less at times. Definitely going to be something you'll get lucky if you find this at a good price. It is not an exclusive or rare in any way, but you know, you're going to want to go to a good place that gets in, you know, quality single malts if you're looking for this. So value wise, this is around a medium, and I'm going to tell you why when I get into my final thoughts, which we're going to do right now. Final thoughts here on the Red Spot. So if folks have seen it before, about a year back, I reviewed the Yellow Spot, which is bourbon, sherry, and Malaga cask. Malaga being a fusion of PX Oloroso. That 12-year comes in, that's a 12-year-old, the Yellow Spot, comes in around about $100 US. So you're looking at about $50 more for this, and I think that is where this one kind of, you have to ding it a little bit. Yeah, it is 3 years older. However, I'm not quite sure that this really rises above that 12-year. If you're into more kind of like the red fruit, the sherry, kind of dark red fruit notes, the dry red fruit notes, I think the Red Spot is the one that's going to give you more of that. Whereas Yellow Spot, a bit more honey, yellow fruits, more savory, equally as complex though, but for about $50 less. So if you're looking for a nice high-end Irish whiskey to put on your bar, you know, if the choice is between the two, I would lean to the Yellow Spot. That said, the other thing I'll mention about this is, while this isn't quite as bold as the Redbreast 12, which comes in again around like $70 US, maybe less, 60. A lot of similarities in the flavor profile, a lot of sherry, a lot of red fruit forward. While this is a more refined, delicate one, that's a more aggressive, assertive one. So also something to keep an eye out for if you are looking to try something that's going to have some of this flavor profile. But this whiskey is no slouch. I mean, this is well crafted. I have not had a bad whiskey from the Spot line at all, and this one definitely does not disappoint in that respect. It is just expensive for what you're getting, and there are so many good alternatives out there. So I'm going to just give this a solid 3.75 out of 5, which means I do recommend that you try this or pick it up at a good price. So that is my review of Red Spot, 15-year-old single pot still Irish whiskey. Again, if you haven't yet, take a sec, hit subscribe. Let you know next week I will have the last of the Irish whiskeys here in March. And then we'll be moving on to some bourbons and scotches and some other things. So I'm going to send you all over to your malt musing now, and I'll catch you next week here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. Cilantro.